Neil Gaiman.
I made it. For those of you not following my Twitter stream, started out this morning by missing a plane, and then, just when I was sort of blaming myself, I got to blame the airlines again. Because they did this thing with the plane where it left the gate 40 minutes late, headed out into that sort of line of planes getting ready to take off. They're just about to take off, and they pull off to the side. And then somebody very embarrassed says, "We haven't done our paperwork. We have to go back and hand it in now." And I thought, that would be ironic if I missed Woodstock because of the paperwork. But no, I landed. You'd started, but I landed. So as you saw, I thought I'd do tonight, in my role of Will Wheaton, two pieces of the person of whom I am obviously, as Will Wheaton, an enormous fan, Neil Gaiman. Actually, I got to Teasel the first time I ever met him. I said, "You're Will Wheaton?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "You're Rock with a Q Lobster, the person who started the Sandman topic on the Genie Forum." And he said yes. And that was how I knew him. Later on I discovered he was an actor.
Typical.
So, as all of you have just seen, Jonathan Colton starred back in the 1980s in that wonderful sitcom Monkey Shines, and of which all of us have so many fond memories. I'm sure all of you have got into as much trouble at various Monkey Shines conventions over the years as I have. Monkey Shines, apart from its astonishing prescience in showing me typing what appears to be a fairly modern Macintosh portable computer, had me playing the role of Neil, the drunken writer next door. Which set me thinking, because some years ago, I know that I will never be Adam Savage. I know that I do not have that deep down scientific ability to myth bust. But a few years ago I tried, and this is called Being an Experiment Upon Strictly Scientific Lines, by Neil Gaiman, assisted by Unwins Limited, wine merchants of Uckfield. It struck me last night, after a couple of drinks, that I'd never heard of anyone experimentally testing the precise effects alcohol has on a creative writer. I have in front of me a large bottle of scotch, a small bucket of ice, and a number of glasses. Also, a typewriter and some paper. All this in the spirit of purest scientific inquiry. My plan is this. I will drink whilst writing. Thus, we will discover whether, for example, alcohol really does enhance one's creativity, or whether, as some have claimed, with, I suspect, scant evidence, it causes a writer to become maudlin, aggressive, rambling, and to lose his or her sense of modesty, decency, and restraint. Quiet, please. I'm about to pour and consume my first drink. Drink number 1. There! Does booze make one more loquacious, funnier, more intelligent? What is the relationship between alcohol and art? And what was it that the poet said? You know, well, what's his name? Rhymes with Heathcote Williams. Made tense. Tip of my tongue. Omar Khayyam. I often wonder what the vintner buys one half so precious as the stuff he sells. Sheer poetry. Excuse me. Drink number 2. The word whiskey, of course, comes from the Gaelic, whiskabar, meaning water of life. I wonder how many great works of literature have been created due to alcohol. I wonder how many great works of literature have been held up due to people having put their Tipp-Ex down and not being able to find it for 10 minutes until eventually it turned up right in front of them all the time. I wonder why my glass is empty. Excuse me. Drink number 3. Where was I? Oh yes, alcohol, writing. I don't know why people say that drinking makes you aggressive. Writers are not an aggressive bunch. We're actually meek and mild and polite. Even when we've been drinking. Especially when we've been drinking. I don't know what kind of numbskull, guacamole brain, gutless wimps would accuse writers of being aggressive. If they want to say that kind of stuff to me, I'll be ready. Drawn fucking typewriters adore me. Of course, they'd never show up. They've got no bottle. I got a bottle, which is oddly enough half empty. And speaking as an impartial observer, the contents has had no discernible effect on my writing whatsoever. Drink number 5. Many writers, such as, for example, myself, have the TV on while working because it is an educational instrument of great worth. You can learn a lot from the television. Omar Khayyam was on the other day. Oh no, hold on. No, it was the other one. Heathcliff Williams. Anyway, he was on TV going on about big grey buggers, long noses, flappy ears. Not hippos.
Elephants.
Elephants. Anyway, he was saying that the average ejaculate of an elephant would feed an anthill for a year.
Ew.
Which is impressive, I suppose. But I keep feeling sorry for the ants. Just think about it. I mean, somewhere around March, some little ant is going to say, "Oh no, not elephant spunk, gay." Eat your ejaculate, dear. Furnished by pulsing elephant testicles, that was. Full of vitamins and protein. it since January. I'm sick of it. Can't we go and chop leaves or milk one of those little sticky buggers, climb all over your roses, you know, things, what aphids. And the other one says, I'll have you know there's ants in hills not very far from here that will be very grateful for a nice plate of elephant cum. Poor little what's names. Ants. I'll drink to them. Drink number 7, or just possibly drink 6. Hang on, I'll count the empty glasses. Right, drink 5. I said it was drink 5. Right. It's funny, because I have noticed, along with many other great writers like Omar Williams and Heathcote Kayam and people, how one's powers of inspiration start increasing practically exponentially under the influence. Just had this great idea for a novel. Oh no, it's a wonderful idea. Listen, this bloke, right? Some bloke, just like this guy, sort of bloke, you meet in a pub, good bloke, always stands his round. Anyway, he meets this woman, and oh, damn, lost it. No, anyway, it's a great idea, because look, it's just like Romeo and Thing, except, you know, he's in advertising and she dyes her hair or something. It doesn't matter. Anyway, in the end, they will live happily ever after. It's going to be fucking great. You listen, sell fucking film rights anything, and that calls for another drink. Drink number 6, 7, and 8. Well, finish the bottle, actually. What was I? Effect of drinking on literary creativity. That's what. It's terrific. Feel so bloody creative. Feel absolutely creative. Actually, feel a bit sick. Excuse me. Gosh, excuse myself. Back in a minute. Oh God. Some of you may at some point feel the need to take some others of you aside during perhaps the intermission and explain to them the context, the whole idea of typewriters, paper. Liquid papery, white-outy stuff. It's all from a long time ago.
Check Wikipedia.
And this is a short story. And it's also from a long time ago.